I know they salty.
What's up?
Wouldn't it be a trip if I started dating your girl's girl?
Not my girl. She all over the place.
Are you kidding me? Now I'm a fraud?
You know I can buzz down on him. I'm in the hive.
It's time.
We're having a breakthrough, y'all. I think we're gonna need some more taquitos.
More taquitos, please. Okay.
What's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J, and yes, we are here to do a recap for Season 5, Episode 4 of Insecure. And again, if you're new and you're loving Insecure, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Definitely like and comment below as we break down Episode 4 of Insecure. And listen, if you missed any of the episodes, definitely go back, check out my Insecure playlist, and you will be all up to date with everything. So let's break it down. Definitely a great episode. The name of this episode is Faulty. Okay, you ready? Let's break it down. Here we go. So we start off with your boy Nathan, him and his crew, his barbershop crew. They decided to do a, party on the beach for their 1-year anniversary. And they're out there. He's, just letting people know that they got drinks and everything. They're waiting on the food. They're out there having a good time. Your boy Nathan's like, yo, you need to put some sunscreen on your back. He's like, yo, I usually tan on the front. So it's a really funny moment, So, they're having a good time. He's like, hey, here's some suntan. You looking like, something funny out there. So, they're waiting on the food, waiting on the homeboy to come. But then your girl Risha shows up. And she shows up ready to party. She's also part of the barbershop as well. But this is the first time we see her outside of her uniform. And, they're like, yeah, where everything's good, but we still waiting on the food. He's like, hey, you want some suntan lotion? He's like, man, this is regular Avena lotion. So we got Issa, Molly, and Kels, and they say, you know what? I think they're over here. So they come to the party as well. They had a great idea to do it on the beach. And you got your girl Molly talking about her dating life and how it's okay or whatever. But, she's definitely open for some new things as well. So Kelly's like, I'm here for you and I'm here for you, right? So, Molly's ready to get it down and Kelly's going to support her in her efforts of finding a man. So they get to Nathan and his party and everything. And, before they get there, Issa's just like, hey, I hope he doesn't act funny. I kind of cried on him last time, and I hope he, I can ask him how my tears are. My tears are probably salty and everything else like that. But, they're really talking about everything. And then Issa gets a message on her block page from Crenshaw, and he's like, like suspect, So, Molly's like, yo, you the one that made him famous. And Kelly's like, listen, sometimes people, get the fame, but they're not ready for it, right? So they get over to Nathan and his barbershop crew. Everything is all chill. Issa, she rolls up on him. And Molly was like, yo, just be easy, right? But of course, this is the awkward black girl, right? Issa. So she's like, hey, what's going on? She's real awkward with it. And she's like, oh, you're doing a great job being a host. And Nathan's just trying to be cool. He's like, yo, I'm just trying to host this party. And she's like, yeah, you're doing a good job. And it's a real weird vibe going on between them because the last time we saw them, she was crying in the bed after he kissed her. And, she's just making jokes like, yeah, he's the best host, since before we got here. So real awkward. But homeboy comes over. He's like, yeah, I got some drinks, and he's looking at Molly, and he's definitely trying to get at Molly. So Issa's trying to talk to him. But again, Nathan is hosting, so he's kind of looking around. He's like, yo, there's some things going on. And he's like, maybe I need to just go. And, he's like, basically, he doesn't even explain. He just kind of walks away because he needs to handle something. So Issa's just like, yeah, he's still mad at me or something like that. So she walks away, gets hit in the head by a beach ball. And she tells the girls like, yeah, he's still mad at me, and everything. And they're just like, yo, you guys need to talk about it. You guys need to really talk about what happened. And she's just really trying to figure out, why it is. And Kel's like, listen, just take this drink and relax. So the guys are like, yo, what's going on? What's up with this spades game? Who wants to play spades? And they're like, yeah, we're going to play spades. Issa does not know how to play spades, and Kelly is not trying to explain how to play spades. So they get to playing. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny day on the beach out in Cali. And, of course, Molly and Kels, they are beating the guys at spades. And, Issa looks like she's having a good time. But she sees Risha roll up on Nathan. And she's looking like she's asking her for something. So she's like, uh-oh, what's going on? So it looks like Nathan is helping her to, put her, little sandals on or whatever it is. And it's getting kind of close. He kind of bends down right in front of her, in between her legs. And she's asking herself this question, are they messing around? Are they really messing around? And she's getting a little close, puts her hands on his back and the whole nine. He's like, yo, are they doing something? And she's saying to herself, are they really getting down? Nah, they're not messing around. They're not messing around. And she's doing all these sexy looks. Risha's doing all the sexy looks, looking like she's really getting into whatever he's doing as far as touching her leg. She's making all these moves, holding on to her back. And Issa is just like, nah, they can't be doing it. They can't be messing around. I cannot believe this. And yeah, she's squeezing on his shoulders and everything else like that. Like she is really, Issa's having a fit at this point, looking at her make all these crazy faces. So Issa's just like, I can't stand this. Like she is just really tripping out, watching Nathan put on her little sandal and put it all together. But she's trying to see, if they messing around or not. So the girl Kels is making jokes on the guys, and he's like, why you coming for me? And Issa does not look happy at all as to what she just saw, because she thinks they're messing around and she doesn't know whether they are or not. So she walks about her business, does what she does, and she walks over to, kind of near them, right, where the bar is. And Risha's like, hey, is that Issa? Issa, come on over here. Come over here. So she goes over to her. She's like, hey, I didn't recognize you outside of your smock, because she's wearing this really, sexy, bikini and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So she's kind of revealing a whole lot that Issa has never seen before, right? None of us have seen it before, but I guess that's normal for Nathan. So she's like, yeah, good to see you. You're looking good, Issa. It's all good. And she's like, hey, how's the water? And how is the water cold? She's like, nah, it seems to be warm. So she's like, hey, let's jump in. So, Risha runs into the ocean or the beach, the water. And she's definitely looking good. So that definitely could be intimidating for Issa. But, Nathan, he's just like, yeah, that's Risha. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? And he just kind of waves it off like it's nothing. So she's like, yo, I just want to clear the air. Are we cool? Are we okay? He's like, yeah, we okay. Ain't nothing going on. Everything cool. She's like, yeah, because, last time, things happen. And he's like, nah, I'm good. But, they're really standoffish about everything. And then homeboy finally shows up with the food. But he shows up with some pizzas. And Nathan's like, yo, I thought you was bringing burgers and all this and that. It's like, I got a whole bunch of musties. Like, man, I never said I was bringing burgers. I'm bringing pizza, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. I got the food. Now take the food, bro. Because, I know people been waiting. So as he's handing them the food and they still playing cards, there's an earthquake on the beach. Man, they were shaking and rocking and all this and that. Everybody's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They're trying to just stabilize themselves. And, Nathan's like, you okay? To Issa, he's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. And then Risha comes back from the ocean and she's like, I'm okay too. We're bonded now. We survived the earthquake, right? And, he drops the pizzas and everything. And then they announce, they say, hey, you know what? You're gonna have to evacuate the beach, so we don't want any tsunamis going on. And everybody's like, oh man, dang, that's messed up. And so, everybody's kind of disappointed about everything going on. And of course, Kels and them are just like, wow. So your boy Nathan's like, listen, everybody, let's go to a local bar. Drinks is on the barbershop, right? So again, Issa and Molly, they just like, should I go? And it's like, yeah, you should go. And Molly's like, yeah, I'm trying to choose between these two guys. They kind of, getting real close to seeing me naked. Right? The guy with the pieces, he's like, I'm not leaving. It took me a long time to get here, so he jumps in the water. Now we in the car with the fellas, and your boy Nathan is just talking to this guy, his boy Ari. And he's like, yeah, what if I can go out with Molly? Ari's trying to get with Molly. And, Nathan gets a call. We don't know who it is yet, but he gets a call and says, yeah, we had to move the party to a bar, so come to this bar. And, your boy Ari's like, yo, it'd be cool if I go out with your friend's friend and your girl. And he's like, that's not my girl. That's not my girl. She doesn't know what she really wants. And Nathan's just like, she making me a friend. I'm on a friend list, basically. Right. So we go to the other car. We got Issa. And there's a lot of crazy messages coming from Crenshaw talking about Issa's fraud. So she's upset about it. She gets on the phone with her assistant. And her assistant's like, yo, you want me to get at him? I'm down with the beehive. And she's like, nah, don't even worry about it. We're going to keep making things happen. The driver is making, some conspiracy theories. It's pretty funny. But, she's definitely looking at, her message. And she messages Molly. And she's telling Molly, she doesn't know if Nathan's really feeling her like that. And, Molly's like, yeah, it's crazy back there because these guys are yelling. And, it's like she wants to find out if Risha is messing with Nathan. So Molly's like, yo, hold on. So she says, hey, Risha, are you and Nathan getting it on? Are y'all messing around? She's like, nah, that's like my brother. Why? You want me to hook you up? She's like, nah, I'll circle back to you if I want to. So she lets her know, and she's like, what you going to do? What you going to do? It's on you. So now we're at the Mexican restaurant, the local restaurant where they brought the party to it. They having a little fun. Homeboy right there is really trying to get at Molly. And Ari, he's trying to get at Molly as well. So they're going back and forth, trying to get at her and get her attention and get with her. Molly's open to all of that, right? So they're having a good time. They're getting the little drinks on. And then homeboy comes with the shots. It's time for shots, right? So, they're all taking shots. Everybody looking like they're having a good time. Of course, Nathan brings over shots for him and Issa. So this is the perfect time. And Issa's like, yo, listen, I want to talk to you about what happened the other night. He's like, yeah, okay. So what's going on? She was like, basically like, why did you leave me? He was like, well, the taco trucks was shutting down. And he was like, listen, what did you want me to do? She's like, well, I expected you to be there for me. And he was like, I didn't know we had expectations like that. Basically like, I didn't know that it was like that between me and you because I was in the friend zone, I just came over and he's like, my bad for trying to kiss you, and she's like, my bad, yeah, it's my bad because all this and that, right? So here we go. And dude shows up. He's like, what's going on? Obviously, nobody really knows who he is except for Nathan. Come to find out, this is Nathan's cousin, right? And they live in that area where the party was at. So this is Thomas and his wife, right? So, they're talking. It's like, yeah, you making jokes. It's like, yeah, it's good to see you, Nathan. It seems like it's been a while since they've seen each other, right? But it seems like a little awkward between, Nathan and his wife. So they're sitting down, they're kicking it. They're talking about, Paul Wall and the joint playing and how they went to a concert and everything. And, Thomas, his cousin, is talking about how, yeah, he basically Nathan kind of bailed on me, man. I had to take a bus back home. And they saying, his wife was like, yeah, it's like him. He's like that to just walk away and just leave people behind. Right. And Issa actually comes through and says, actually, I'm glad he blew my way because he actually helped me to kind of like, get my footing together and just kind of get stable and not just kind of drift everywhere, right? So she kind of, goes to bat for Nathan, while everybody was kind of like saying, oh, he's kind of a drifter or whatever the case is. So, they kind of looking like, yeah, sounds good or whatever, but definitely Nathan appreciated her going to bat for him, right? Meanwhile, Molly's like, yo, we about to leave. They say there's a Jason Derulo concert. And the homeboy, is like, yeah, I can't go. I got to let my cat out. And she's like, he's chasing the wrong cat, right? So Molly's like, hey, Ari, I'm with you. I'm going to roll with you. So, Nathan's just like, yo, cuz, you want to come to this, concert? He asks his wife. His wife is like, yeah, go ahead. Go hang out with, your cousin. It's been a while. We'll catch up. So he walks his wife out and they're about to leave. Kelly is going in and kind of like giving her testimony and crying. It's like, crying to Risha. And it's like, yeah, we're going to need some more tequilas and all this and that. So they're on their way to the Jason Derulo. And one of the guys is like, Jason Derulo, they're looking real, excited to go to this concert. And meanwhile, Crenshaw is still going in on Issa online saying that she's a fraud. And a lot of people are chiming in as well. And it's crazy right now. So, of course, that's upsetting Issa while she's still trying to, get at Nathan. Now, she's writing a message to, Crenshaw, like, stop it, man. Like, it's not cool what you're doing. Molly's looking at Ari, talking to Ari, kicking it. He's talking about his tattoos. And, basically, they got a Issa, hashtag Issa fraud. And it's like, man, she's just upset about the whole thing that Crenshaw would do this, right? So now your boy Ari, he's trying to get everybody into the Jason Derulo concert. And he's working on it. And homeboy's like, Jason Derulo. He's like, yeah, I only got a spot for one person. And he's like, listen, Molly, how about you come through? And Molly's like, listen, I'm going to try to find a door to let you in. And homeboy is disappointed. He's like, oh, Jason Derulo. He's making his jokes. So they're just like, okay, I guess he really likes Jason Derulo. So, Nathan's just like, yo, it's all good. How you guys doing? Everybody good? We, while we waiting, we're going to see what happens. And then Issa gets a text and says, hey, Molly found a door. We can check on the side and see where it's at. So his cousin Thomas is leaving. He's like, why are you leaving, man? Why you going? It's like, yeah, I'm going to go back to the wife. It's all good. And, Nathan's like, listen, man, it's not like I'm going to abandon you. He's like, nah, it's not like that. It's just like, so, it got real awkward. And he's like, well, why did your wife kick me out? He's like, honestly, like, I'm the one that kind of felt uncomfortable because you was kind of going back and forth, coming in late. You would disappear at all types of hours and everything else like that. And he's like, listen, man, we'll talk later. So that really put Nathan into like a real uncomfortable position. Issa rolls up on him. He's like, listen, I need a minute. So he goes off and he's thinking about, what his cousin said to him. And then Issa rolls up on him and he's like, listen, I kind of went, manic, meaning like manic depressant, and was kind of like in and out with his cousin at his cousin's house, and they kind of kicked me out. So they go back and forth, and, Issa's like, listen, I don't want to be friends with you no more. And he's like, I don't want to be friends either. So they get together, they kiss, and then there's a little earthquake. He's like, you felt that? And they're like, earthquake. So we see now Issa and Nathan are now together. And that's the quick recap of season 5, episode 4 of Insecure. So you guys, let me know. What do you think? Did we cover everything? Did we get at everything? We know now that, Nathan has had his problems in the past, and this is the real reason why he, was always leaving everybody and always abandoning people. But now we found out the real reason, and Issa's okay with that because he knows what's going on and they're going to work things out. So you guys, let me know what you think. Again, you know what it is, and I appreciate your love and support. It's your man, VACAY-J. I'm out. Salute.